We want to find the volume of a cylinder with radius 6 feet and height 4 feet. We want to find the exact volume, then round to 2 decimal places. Because our units are in feet, the volume will be the number of cubic feet that will fit inside our cylinder, pictured here. Where this length here would be the height, then looking at the circular top, the distance from the center to the edge of the circle would be the radius. Here we see some of the more common volume formulas, but again, because we have a cylinder, the volume is equal to pi r squared h, well, this formula comes from finding the area of the base and multiplying by the height. So let's go ahead and set this up. The volume is equal to, now when we complete this formula, it's common to leave the units off and then just put cubic feet in the answer. But I am going to show this both ways. Let's first leave the units off. So again, we have volume equals pi times r squared times h, where r is the radius, which is 6 feet, so we'd have 6 squared times the height, which is 4 feet, so we have times 4. So 6 squared times 4 would be 36 times 4, or 144. Don't forget about the factor of pi, though. So the exact volume would be 144 pi cubic feet. And now we'll use a calculator to round this value to 2 decimal places. It is common to use an approximation of 3.14 for pi, but this calculator does have a pi key, which will be more accurate, so I'm going to use the pi key. So I'll enter 144, and then second exponent, or second caret here, brings up the pi key, and then enter. Rounding to 2 decimal places, notice how the third decimal place is a 9, so we'll round up, so the volume is going to be approximately 452.39. So it would be 452.39 cubic feet. Now I do want to point out that if we used the approximation of 3.14 for pi, it might change this answer slightly. Notice 144 times 3.14 would be 452.16, different from our answer here, because when we use the pi key on the calculator, we're using a more accurate approximation of pi. So here we have the exact volume and the approximate volume of our cylinder. I do want to show one more thing before we go. I'm going to do this again and leave the units in the formula. If we have the volume equals pi times 6 feet squared times 4 feet, notice how we would still have 144 pi, but by leaving the units in, we can see why the units are cubic feet. We have feet squared times feet, which would be feet cubed. So if you're ever not sure about what the units should be, you can always leave the units in the formula. I hope you found this helpful.